All right, today we're diving into a classic story from the legendary writer Munshi Premchand. It's called Kaptaan Sahab, and it asks a really tough question. What happens when one single, thoughtless mistake creates a tidal wave of consequences you just can't escape?
It's a question we've all probably thought about. Can one bad choice, just one, completely wreck a family? Well, this story, it really goes there. We're going to see exactly how one decision, fueled by a bit of youthful pride and a whole lot of desperation, can absolutely shatter a family.
So what we have here is this incredible journey, a man trying to run from his past, only to find himself on this long, winding road toward forgiveness. It's a story that really makes you wonder, is redemption even on the table when you've caused so much pain? Let's get right into it and see where it all went wrong.
So, it all begins with a rebel's careless crime. We're introduced to this young guy who's just lost. He's the kind of person who gets a kick out of causing trouble.
Okay, so our main character is a guy named Jagat Singh, and he's not your average troublemaker. No, this guy seems to live for conflict. He's always hanging around, pulling pranks, no ambition whatsoever. And the story has this amazing line to describe him. Get this. He found pleasure in earning insults. I mean, wow, that just says it all, right? He's on a one-way trip to self-destruction. So here you can really see the two sides of the coin in this family. On one hand, you've got Jagat just messing around, even stealing from his own family to pay for his lazy lifestyle. But then you have his poor father, Bakht Singh. He's just a regular post office clerk, and he's getting absolutely crushed. It's not just about the money, it's the shame of his son's behavior. You can just feel that something is about to snap.
And then it happens. The one moment that changes absolutely everything. Bakht Singh comes home, he's tired from work, and he makes a simple mistake. He leaves an insured letter in his coat pocket. And for Jagat, who's always looking for a shortcut, well, this is like dangling a steak in front of a hungry dog. He just can't ignore it.
So he grabs the letter, rips it open, and inside, 200 rupees. Now, you gotta understand, back then, that was a huge amount of money. We're talking a small fortune. It was enough to just vanish, enough to start a new life, or, as we'll see, to completely ruin one.
For a second, just a split second, he panics. He feels that guilt. But then, the gears start turning. He gets this fantasy in his head. I'll take the money, go to Mumbai, start a business. I'll come back rich and show them all. You know, that kind of flawed teenager logic? Well, that's what does it. That's the thought that seals his family's fate. He takes the money, and he's gone. So, Jagat runs. But the thing is, you can't really run from yourself, can you? This next chapter is all about his time away. It's where the reckless boy starts to become a very different kind of man. His plan, if you can call it that, is pure desperation. He makes it to Mumbai, and what's the first thing he does? He enlists in the army. I mean, it makes sense, right? It's a job, it's discipline, but most of all, it's a ticket out of there. And just like that, within days, he's on a ship heading to Aden. And it's on that ship, as he watches the coast of India disappear, that's when it finally hits him, like a punch to the gut. All that excitement of escaping, it's gone. And all that's left is this awful, crushing feeling of what he's done. For the very first time, he actually breaks down and cries for the family he left behind. So for 3 months in Aden, he's just stewing in this guilt. He can't shake it. Finally, he works up the nerve to write a letter home. He just lets it all out. The shame, the apology, this promise that he's going to make them proud. He sends it off, and then he waits. An entire month goes by, and then a reply comes.
And the news is just devastating. The bottom completely falls out of his world. Turns out, the authorities didn't believe his father's story. They blamed him for the missing money. Bakht Singh was convicted of embezzlement and sentenced to 5 years in a hard labor prison. And if that wasn't bad enough, his mother, she was so broken by the shame of it all, by losing both her husband and her son, she's dying. Jagat thought he was escaping his problems, but all he did was create an absolute nightmare for the people he left behind.
Okay, now fast forward 4 years. Jagat isn't that scared kid anymore. Not even close. On the surface, he's a totally new person. I mean, it's almost unbelievable what he becomes. He's now Captain Jagat Singh, a decorated war hero. The guy is a legend for his bravery. We're talking running into machine gun fire to save his captain, carrying wounded soldiers to safety. He's the first to volunteer for any crazy mission, and it seems like he has zero fear of dying. To everyone around him, he is the absolute model soldier. But here's the secret. That fearlessness, it's not really courage. It's a punishment he's inflicting on himself.
Every single heroic thing he does is just another attempt to pay for what he did. And as the story tells us, every single night when things are quiet, the famous Kaptaan Singh remembers his family and cries. That's the heavy, hidden burden he's carrying.
So while Jagat is out there becoming this war hero, the story does something really powerful. It shows us the flip side. It takes us back to his father to see what his life has been like during those same 4 years.
And it's a brutal contrast. While his son was winning medals, Jagat Singh was just rotting away in prison. The story describes him as a skeleton with a bent back, like a statue of famine. And when the day finally comes for him to be released, there's nobody there. No one. He is totally, completely alone.
But something happens inside him in all that misery. He's not just bitter. He starts looking back, and he sees his own mistakes. He realizes he was always harsh with Jagat, always angry, never showed him any love. And he comes to this heartbreaking conclusion. I received a gem like a son and did not respect him. This is my punishment. He believes he's in prison not just for the theft, but for failing as a father. It's just a gut-wrenching moment of self-awareness.
And all of this, everything we've seen, it's all been leading to this, the final, unforgettable climax of the story right outside the prison gates.
So picture this. Naini jail. Jagat Singh, now just a shell of a man, walks out. He's free, but he's got nowhere to go. No family, no home, nothing. He just collapses on the ground. A free man who has absolutely nothing.
And then, out of nowhere, this incredible sight. A decorated military officer on a horse with the carriage trailing behind him. The prison guards all snap to attention. It's Captain Jagat Singh. He's a picture of success, of honor, the complete and total opposite of this broken man sitting in the dirt.
The captain gets off his horse and walks right over to the old man. And Jagat Singh, he looks up and he can't believe his eyes. Hey son, Jagat Singh. It's him, his boy. The thief who ran away is standing there as this magnificent hero.
And in that moment, Captain Jagat Singh, the war hero, just crumbles. He falls at his father's feet and sobs like a little boy. The hero is gone, it's just a son, begging for forgiveness. And that's where the story leaves us. It leaves us with this huge question. After all these years, all this pain, can they actually find their way back to each other? Is forgiveness even possible here? It's a powerful ending that really makes you think about whether you can ever truly make up for the past.